Now, it's my pleasure to introduce our next speaker. Nicholas Carlisle is the founder and CEO of No Bully. No Bully is a prominent national organization dedicated to ending bullying in our schools. Nicholas has had a significant career. He is both an attorney, like me, I'm a recovering attorney, okay, and a psychotherapist. As a young man, he experienced firsthand the reality of bullying in school and has dedicated the last 12 years of his life to creating schools where every child feels accepted by their peers. As a graduate of Oxford University, Nicholas qualified as a lawyer with a human rights focus and was chairman of Amnesty International in Britain. Later, studying to become a psychotherapist, he researched the effects of school bullying, which led him to create the No Bully system that is now eradicating bullying with a 90% success rate in schools across the country. Nicholas is considered an international expert and thought leader on this subject. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Nicholas Carlisle.
Before we begin, I have a story for you. According to the ancient Greeks, when we die, our souls gather in a mysterious place in the other world, waiting to be born. They then pass before the three fates, and they choose their new life purpose. What happens next is very unexpected. The souls are led through the plains of oblivion, and they're required to drink from the river Lethe. That's the river of forgetfulness. And as they drink from that river, all memory of their past life, their journey before the three fates, and the new life purpose that they chose is erased. When the souls go to sleep that night, they're shot into the sky like a shooting star, waiting to be reborn. All memory of their past life is erased before they come down to earth. Do you feel this indentation in your lip just here? We all carry that. An early version of this story says that before we're born, an angel touches each of us here like this and makes that mark to say, shh, don't tell anyone what happened before you were born. However, that is not the end of the story. Each of you, before you were born, was assigned a guardian spirit. The Romans called that a genius, and the early Christian called that a guardian angel. And the job of your guardian spirit is to remind you from time to time of why you are here. This story was written down 2,500 years ago by the Greek philosopher Plato. But it had been passed down by word of mouth through many generations before that. This story, called the myth of truly is from the beginning of time. You are gathered here today as future leaders of Utah. You are on such an important journey to college and to your lives beyond. And my hope in this brief time that we have together is that you connect with who you really are and your purpose here on earth. How do you do that? How do you connect with your life purpose? 3 things. First, claim your power. Then find your tribe. And next, share your truth. First things first, how do you claim your power? That's not always so easy if you're born into a difficult home situation, or if you go to a school where you don't really feel like you belong. I'd like to share with you what it was like for me when I was your age. As you're probably getting from my accent, I ain't from around here. Can anyone guess where I'm from? Yeah, from England. I'm from London, England. So I'm really different. And when I was 12, I went to a high school. I was by far the youngest kid in the school and by far the smallest kid in the school. And the other students soon figured out I was getting better grades than them. That is a really bad combo. And when you're starting new at high school and you have no friends, and the teachers never intervene to protect anybody, that is a terrible combo. So, because I'm so small, the other kids give me the name the runt. And the kids with money pay the other kids to beat me up. And in the passing periods, I am punched so hard in the belly that I cannot breathe until I learn to turn my stomach muscles into a wall of iron. I survived those 4 friendless years by putting all my energy into my grades, because I'm determined to do the best at school. And when I'm 17, I win a scholarship to the college of my dreams. Picture this scene, my first week at college. I'm so relieved to be away from high school. I survived. One of the other students reaches up above me, and I immediately put up my arm to protect myself from the blow that I'm certain is coming my way. "What was that about?" he says. "I was just reaching for a book." And he was. The thing about being bullied at school or going through rough things in your homes is that it casts you under a spell. You start to believe that everyone is out to hurt you, or maybe you think that nobody likes you. Or what's worst of all, you start to take in and take for real all the criticism and the put-downs that you've been subjected to. How do you claim your power? We all do have power inside of us. Each of you has an inner strength, an inner authority. Mahatma Gandhi called it your truth power. It helps to have an inspiration. Mine was Nelson Mandela. Put up your hand if you've heard of him. So pretty much all of you. Nelson Mandela was South Africa's first black president in 1994. For the 27 years before that, the South African government had shut him in prison because of his opposition to apartheid. And prison in South Africa was brutal. Mandela was shut in a cell 8 feet by 7 feet. He just had a straw mat on which to sleep. And every day he was required to go to the lime quarry and do manual labor there, breaking the rocks. The prison guards did everything they could to provoke Mandela and to force him to retaliate. But he always treated them with firmness and with respect. How do you do that? How do you keep a sense of dignity and respect when those around you are trying to challenge you? Mandela's inspiration was from a poem called Invictus. And I would love to read you a verse from that poem. It matters not how strait the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. As you go through life, you will find people who try to take your power away. And there is so much to learn from Mandela. Maybe you take in what people say about you, the bad things, but then you fall under the spell. Maybe you retaliate and fight, but again, that's kind of giving your power away. Or maybe like Mandela, you stand tall. Because if you stand tall, no one can jump on your back. You are the captains of your fate. You are the masters of your soul. Next, it's going to be important to find your tribe. And I'm curious, and put up your hand if this is true of you. Does anyone in this room feel even a little bit different from their family? Put up your hand if that's true of you. Does anyone in this room feel a little bit different from your family? I would say that that is about 2/3 of you. And so often when I'm talking to students, they wonder, was I swapped with another baby at birth? There's something really wrong here. My family is so different from you. Does that resonate? Yeah, that feeling of, wow, I'm so different. I'm not trying to wrong your family. The fact that your family or the people that you live with are different with you doesn't make them bad at all. They can be different from you and they can still love you. But for most of us, our family is not enough. For most of us, we need to find our tribe. And when I say find your tribe, I'm not saying go down to the Salt Lake Family History Library and research your genealogy. I'm talking about the allies, the friends, the mentors that see you for who you are, and you see them. We all need a tribe. Let me give you two contrasting experiences. I bet you've all been through this. First off, remember a time when you were around people that felt really different from you. Can you do that? People that just didn't get you. Notice what happens then. Maybe you feel uptight. Maybe you start to get anxious because you don't know what to say to them. Your body lets you know that those are not your people. Okay, scrub that memory. Let's now go to a time when you were around people that really liked you for who you are and saw you for who you are. Feel what that's like. These are the people you can laugh fully with, breathe easily with, enjoy being yourself. Again, your body will tell you when you found your people. It can take time. For Nelson Mandela, it took him going to Robben Island and being locked up there with the other political prisoners. That was a bad idea on the South African government's part, because those people became his tribe. And those people went forward with him, and they formed the new government of this new state of South Africa. And it can take a scattering as you find your tribe. It took me to leave England, where I felt so different, to come to the United States. And there I am getting off the plane in California, and I'm met with a blast of warm air. And this incredible sensation, I'm coming home. I can breathe. And person by person, I have found my tribe. These are my friends. These are the people I work with. Without my tribe, I could not have succeeded in my life. We do not do this journey alone. We all need a tribe. There are many things you can do that I can't do. When I was in primary school, I really wanted to be a singer. And yet when I opened my mouth, the music teacher said, "Zip it." She was doing you and me a big favor. Each of you is unique, and each of you has a special gift. Be alert for what fascinates you, for the projects where you lose yourself for hours on end, for the moments when you succeed effortlessly in doing whatever you're doing. When you look back on your lives, you will see that your truth was there from the very beginning. I want to give you an example of this. Put up your hand if you've heard of Harry Houdini. Oh, wow, a lot of you have. So Harry Houdini. So for those of you who have not, Harry Houdini was probably the world's most famous escape artist. His truth was escape. Here's how he got famous. Houdini did this great tour of Europe and Russia. And in every city that he went to, he said to the police force, "Try and lock me up in a police cell and keep me there." Of course, Houdini escaped every time. Until one day they took him to court because they said, "Houdini, you are faking this." And he proved that he wasn't by breaking into the judge's safe. Let's back up a little bit and look at Houdini's life to see how his truth was there throughout his whole time. When Houdini was 4 years old, he escaped with his family from poverty in Hungary and came here as an immigrant. When he was 17, he escaped his family name and changed it to the name of the French magician Houdini. And as a young immigrant in the United States, he had to escape poverty and prejudice, and yet he kept on going, and he shared his truth on stages like this to audiences like you, mesmerizing people with his escape stunts. You do not have to be famous to share your truth. For some of you, your truth may be to be a loyal friend, or a loving parent, or a good team player. But for some of you, your calling will call you to be the best. It will require you to do hours of practice, basketball, music, study, whatever it is, to be the best in your field. It doesn't matter how big a stage your truth requires. All that matters is that you stay true to you. When we began today, I suggested to you to connect with your life purpose. And I said that there are 3 steps. First, claim your power so that you can be truly yourself. Secondly, find your tribe so that you have the external support to be yourself in the world. And then share your truth. First with your tribe, and then with others. The ripples going outwards, sharing your truth, your life purpose with the world. Here's my final invitation to you. Please will you stand and come to your feet. Take a moment to stand up and come to your feet. We're going to do this together. Stretch if you need to. Okay, are you all hearing me? Put up your hand if you hear me. Okay, so as you stand here, feel your feet on the ground and stand tall and claim your power. Feel your strength. Now, can you hear me still? Okay, take this right arm that you're stretching up. Everyone should be stretching up their right arm. Take your right arm that you're stretching up and place that on the shoulder of a neighbor. So we're all connected. Make sure you're touching a neighbor. Does everyone have a hand on their shoulder? Yes, okay. Okay, focus here again, folks. As you keep your hands on your shoulder, look around the room. We are all connected. We're like one big chain. Here's the thing. I want you to listen to this. This is the most important thing I have to tell you today. I need your attention. The myth of told us that we have a guardian spirit that from time to time will remind us of our life purpose, of why we are here. As you feel that hand on your shoulder, notice the warmth from it. Notice the sense of pressure. And let that be, listen up. Do you feel that hand on your shoulder? Let that be your reminder of why you are here on earth. We go through this life journey together. Never forget why you are here. Thank you.